Have you heard about high blood pressure? Do you know a friend or a relative who has been diagnosed of high blood pressure before? Do you know the causes and the consequences of high blood pressure? Today on Thirsty TV, I'm here to give you education on high blood pressure, the causes, management, and complications. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, like, share, and comment. So high blood pressure, this condition is claiming a lot of lives, especially in our parts of the world. But people seem to be ignorant about it. People seem to not understand it. And so today on Thirsty TV, I'm here to explain it for you to understand what high blood pressure or hypertension is. So when we say high blood pressure or hypertension, it simply means that your heart is using more pressure than it should to pump blood through your veins. That is all high blood pressure is about. Let me explain further. So our hearts, the work of the heart is to pump blood to every part of our body. So anytime you hear your heart beating, boom, 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 it means that it is doing its work. So it works with no pressure. That is, it pumps blood through our vein with no pressure when there is no blockage anywhere. So anytime there is an occlusion or there is a blockage, then it means it needs to work harder than usual. So the work that it does more than it's supposed to do causes more pressure on the heart. That is where we usually hear high blood pressure. So high blood pressure in our local language, we usually say mojamroso. It's not that your blood has overflown, that you have so much blood in your system. No, it simply means that your heart is working, the pressure on your heart is higher than normal. Okay, if you are confused, let me explain it further. So you see water. When water flows through a pipe with no hindrance, with no blockage, nothing, it flows freely without any pressure. But then when there is a blockage, then the water needs to exert some extra pressure so that it can have its way through the pipe. It's as same as your heart. Anytime there is a perforation in your vein, there is a blockage in your vein, then it have to work very hard, exert more pressure in order for the blood to be distributed onto every part of our body. So in the course of doing that, then we say that there is pressure on your heart. So that causes the high blood pressure. I believe at this point in time, you understand what I mean by high blood pressure. So let's look at the causes of high blood pressure. The first one I want to talk about is genetics. It means that high blood pressure runs through the family, through a family. So cast your mind back. Does any of your relatives have high blood pressure, especially when it has to do with the nuclear family, your mother, your father, your auntie? If yes, then the probability or the chances of you getting high blood pressure is there. So you need to be careful. Yes, you need to take good care of yourself since you know that there is the chance of you getting high blood pressure. Second cause I want to talk about is excess intake of salt, oil, and fats. These items I've mentioned can perforate your veins. And as we heard from the beginning, when the vein is perforated, it causes the heart to exert more pressure, thereby causing high blood pressure. So my brother, my sister, my mother, my father, let's reduce the intake of salt. Ideally, when we are cooking, let's take for instance, we are cooking soup and banku. We are supposed to put salt in the soup and not in the banku. Yes, you are surprised. That is how we are supposed to have been trained. But then we're not trained or brought up like that, so it will be difficult. But all that I am saying is that take salt in moderation. Take salt in moderation. Do not eat so much salty food because they can cause high blood pressure. Another cause I want to talk about is lack of exercise. If you are that person that don't exercise, it weakens the heart if you don't exercise and softens the veins. So it is important that at least you, even if it's a walk, you take a walk around your house to strengthen your heart and then the veins. Because once they are soft and weak, the probability that the heart needs, because it's weak, it needs to put in extra pressure to be able to work effectively for you. Another one is obesity. Okay, so excess weight or extra weight put pressure on the heart, thereby causing high blood pressure. Other causes include stress, cigarette smoking, alcohol intake. All these things has a way of weakening the hearts and the veins, thereby putting pressure on the hearts. Also, intake of herbal bitters. Yes, most of our men go for bitters that they want to use it for, to be strong in bed. It has a way of weakening our hearts, thereby causing high blood pressure. And also, most women take these bitters in order to reduce the pain that they experience during their period. It also weakens our hearts. Certain medical conditions also can cause high blood pressure. Yes, there are certain conditions that when you have, the chances of you getting high blood pressure is high. We can talk of its sister being diabetes. Yes. And age. So age naturally causes high blood pressure because we know that as we age, most of our things are weakened. Our hearts is weak, our veins are softened, and then so they need to put in pressure and then work perfectly for them. So age naturally causes high blood pressure.